Hey tech learners, welcome you all to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be talking about one of the Python function that is called as an ID. So ID is basically used in order to get the memory address of a variable. So we know in Python we are not going to explicitly specify the data type of a variable. So whatever the value that we are going to assign to a variable, based on that particular value, internally Python is going to get to know the data type of a variable. So if I assign a is equals to 10, so internally it is going to treat that variable as an integer, right? So based on the value of a variable, it's going to treat the data type. So in case of an id is only used to get the memory address of a variable. This has got nothing to do with your programming skills. This is only for the knowledge perspective, like how in data structures we know that the arrays have got their own memory addresses. Similarly, id function is used in Python in order to get the memory address. I'll be showing some of the couple of examples in order to understand the id function. So let's get started. Say we have a variable equals to a is equals to 10, and if I wanted to print the memory location of that, I'm going to use an id function. So this is the memory location. So whatever the numbers you see here, this is the memory address for a variable a. Suppose if I take another variable b is equals to 20, and if I'm going to print the memory location of b, you can see, okay, so this is different. This is a different memory location. I mean the memory address. And for a variable a, this is of different memory address. And here it is of different memory address, correct? I'm going to show you one more thing. Say I have c is equals to 10. And I use an id function for that. So here, if you notice something, the address of c and the address of a are same, isn't it? They're same. They're pretty much the same. As I said, each and every object in Python has got its own identity. Like how we human beings, though we are staying in the same locality, each and everybody's address are different, correct? Like if we consider the house address, we have got the door numbers, the cross, and everything, correct? So what is happening here is this is in value, correct? Value 10. And here also the value is 10. This notebook is available only for this particular point of time. So here, earlier itself, we had created a variable by name a is equals to 10. So already a memory address has been assigned for this particular value. Okay, so whenever you're assigning the same value, so this variable will be available for this particular notebook. So whenever you are assigning the same value to a different variable, it is not going to create a different memory address. For the existing memory address itself, this C, whatever the variable C, that will be referring to the same memory address. Okay. And this for real-time understanding, it is something like we have a family of 4 members. For all the 4 members, parents and children, for each and everybody, the house address remain the same, correct? It is not different. So that is how it is even here. The value, based on the value, whatever, if it is in same value, it is not about the data type, guys. Most of the times, I would be even taking you to that example, but you can remember something like this. Most of the times, like in primitive data type, integer, float, string, if the values are same, then you're going to get the same memory address. That is, that different variable names that you're going to create, that would be referencing to the same memory location. For another collection of objects like list and all, it would be different. I'll be taking that example. Say I have a string. Okay, s is equals to learn. Okay, and if I print an id of s, obviously this is going to be different, right? Say I have b is equals to same, then id of this is different, correct? Say for the same value, I'm going to take a different variable, say b1. So it's going to be of the same memory address, correct? You can see the memory address remains the same thing. So for most of the data types that we are talking about here is a primitive data type. So the for an same value, you are that particular different, whatever the different variable names that you have given here, that would be referencing to that particular memory address. But let's see another example for list. L is equals to 10 comma 20 and then ID of L. So this is a memory address. Say L1 is equals to, I'm just going to give 20 and then ID of L1. Okay, so again, this is a different memory address. Say let's suppose we have A1. A1 is equals to 20. I'm going to give the same value inside in collection object. But then let's see what happens. But then it's going to give you a different memory address, because each collection object is being treated as a different variable altogether. Because here it is like a general kind of in common sense actually. Like here, collection, what does collection mean? By definition itself, a collection is that, like, you know, the collection of different data types. It's just like a container with all the varieties of data you can have in, whether it could be the similar data or it could be a dissimilar data, right? You can have integers, you can have float, you can have string, you can have nested collection objects internally, like list, tuple, set, and dictionary kind of a thing. So here the value inside this cannot be identified, cannot be known by the Python, because these values are indexed. So obviously, if you, even if you give the elements inside in collection object, any collection object as same, even then you're going to get a different memory address. Okay, this is what you have to remember. So this is about an ID function. Like, you know, ID function is basically used in order to know the memory address of an variable. This memory address is only, like, you know, whatever you are seeing here, it is not fixed. It is changing. It would change for that particular notebook. Here in my case, for my current instance, this is the memory address. When you are running in your system, the memory address would be different. Do not be in a dilemma like it may be same or it may not be same. Okay, don't be in a dilemma when you are running A is equals to 10. I got this memory address. Why is that I am not getting the same memory address? Okay, the memory address is just an identity for a variable, like how we have got our own identity. Okay, like with the house address, the one example that I gave you with the door number, with the cross and everything. Likewise, each and every variable in Python has got its identity by a memory address. Okay, so this is about an ID function. It is not like, you know, it is not at all used in any of the like, you know, programming logic that you're going to code. It is just for the information. I just wanted to like, you know, make a video like how to get the, how to know the memory address of a particular variable. That is how it started all about with the explanation of this ID function. Say if I wanted to know the details about this, you can do a shift and tab, you would get the definition of that. So returns an identity of an object. It could be for any object. It could be for any of the data type objects that you're going to talk about in Python programming language. Each and every object has got its own identity, that is with the memory address. So that's it, guys. I wanted to discuss in this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do like, share, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Happy learning. Take care all.